Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SA Accounting Academy. Here's a short clip on one of our previous webinars. I hope that you really do enjoy it.
Just the branding. I've actually used the wrong templates for the slides. These aren't supposed to be the templates. They're the old templates. So I do apologize. I've had 2.5 weeks of no power, and I think the stress of it all has just finally caught up with me. And I just grabbed things and got things done. So welcome to today's session. I do really appreciate everybody being here. Some days you just have those days, and today is one of those days for me. But I'm here, I am present, I am ready for you. I should actually have, the normal templates. You would see who I am as a presenter, and my bio will be there. I hope that you will. You've been to some of my sessions before to see that. You will know that we have our rewards partner, which are DraftWorks and InfoDocs and QuickBooks and various other phenomenal rewards partners who we are very proud to be associated with. And again, it's my humble apology that I've actually, it's really my fault that I didn't send the right templates through that have all the data in it. And to get the slides, you go to your profile and the slides will be uploaded there. So you can pick up your slides there. You will be able to get your rewards and your CPD. There is an assessment which has already been uploaded for once. So it's going to be business as usual this morning. Today's session is really just an intro and an overview on GRAP. It's not something that's going to be, that we get into the real detail of GRAP. Just out of interest, I'm going to just take this opportunity because I imagine I've got a like-minded audience here. And there is a series that we're running. We had a few technical glitches with this first session, which we're actually going to record and upload for anybody who's interested in it. But we're running a series on the public sector. Okay, so a colleague of mine who worked with the Auditor General for many, many years. I'm seeing that I've got some sound issues. Do other people have sound issues? I don't know if it's on my side or your side. Michelle, when you say no sound, is that you don't have sound, or is it that you don't have sound issues? Okay. I wonder if I need to change my router. No issues. Thank you, Michelle. Okay. So the people that are having sound issues, I'm sure Jeremiah will be in contact with you. It might just be some issues on your side that need to be reset. Okay, so a conversation here. We are finding more and more that accountants what I am going to do for those of you that might be having an issue, I'm going to actually turn off my camera. It just sometimes helps with connectivity and with the data for some. What we have is that for many people, many accountants and practitioners, you're getting involved in public sector work. Okay, it might not be obvious public sector work. It might be working on the fringes of the public sector. Okay, and we can see, looking at our crystal balls and looking at the future, that more and more accountants are going to be called into the space to work. There's definitely a skills issue. On the flip side as well, is not only is there a skills issue in the public sector, but the public sector way of doing things is changing. Okay, so GRAP is closely aligned to IFRS and IFRS for SMEs. It is trying to get away from this cash-based accounting, which has plagued and haunted the public sector for many, many years. Okay, and they are actually wanting to get the public sector to a space of accrual accounting. Okay, so they are actually wanting to get the public sector into a place of accrual accounting. But the public sector is a vast beast. And the motivation that I've had to pull my colleague Bronwyn into running this Back to Basics course in the public sector sector and on understanding the public sector, understanding the PFMA, understanding the MFMA, understanding the processes within the public sector, understanding, and then we're working into doing some GRAP versus IFRS, and eventually we'll be launching various different courses from that as well. But it's just, we don't ever get an opportunity generally as accountants, unless you actually go into a public sector type diploma, to learn about accounting and finance in government and in the provincial legislature, in municipalities, in parastatal organizations, in non-profit organizations that are affiliated to government, and it trickles down to schools and to pretty much any service delivery space that is working through government funding. Okay, that falls into these sort of spaces. And so we just thought it was a really good opportunity to introduce the general market to a back to basics course. Okay, and right from the scratch, you don't need to know anything about the public sector, and we'll take you right through to understanding the way everything works and what needs to be known about it. So this GRAP session I'm doing is a little bit of an overview, a little bit of a teaser touch-base session. If you're wanting far more detail, far more in-depth discussion and conversation around issues in government and the public sector and the accounting and finance and legal framework, then that series is one that I'll invite you to join us for. We're actually running a session on Thursday morning if you're interested, and you can find out more about it on the website. Okay, so just something to think about. But there is this move, and I think the last I heard were numbers like 40,000 civil servants in government and in the various different levels of government that were in the finance space, okay, that are needing to understand the accounting and reporting environment. And it is a fairly onerous accounting and reporting environment that they work in. So today is really just talking about what GRAP is, okay, and to give an idea as to how it's different from the International Financial Reporting Standards. And then there are particular areas that we need to think about and chat about and talk about. Okay, obviously this is an introduction to our session. It's a taster. It gives you a feel for what's going on. And if you are wanting to delve into the space in more detail, we invite you to join that series. So one of the big things and one of the ideas that really makes you stop and think quite a bit, the agenda sort of continues with some particular standards. One of the things that introduces us to GRAP, okay, which is generally recognized accounting practice, not to be confused with GARP, generally accepted accounting practice, but they had to make it sound a bit different, is that this is a set of standards that is written for the public sector. Okay, so this is written not for the private sector, for the public sector. And I'll say this again and again and again as we go through today, because it's really important that we really think about this and think about what it means. But the public sector's objective in life is very, very different to the private sector's objective. Okay, the public sector's objective is not profit making. The public sector's objective is not profit making. So, when I speak to financial managers, and when I talk to people in private and talk to people in business, their objective is to maximize shareholders' wealth. Their objective is to make money, okay, to earn a living and to make a living. And they are looking at having consumers, they are looking for a product which there's a supply chain to get, or services that people need, and they are there to fill a gap and fill a need. And from that, to make a profit, pay salaries and pay wages, and the owners of the business to take some money home. Okay, so the objective of private sector is profit making. Yes, when I do training on on the private sector and everything else I do in life, we have stakeholders to take into account. Our stakeholders are obviously going to be the community and, yes, the shareholders and directors and the employees and the consumers, and the public interest around the company and the environment in which a company or a closed corporation or a sole trader works.
I hope that you enjoyed that video. For more of our webinar videos, go to www.accountingacademy.co.za. Thank you and have a lovely day.